That'll be that. Okay, we're gonna get started because we've got some fun things to do. One of the things that I'm always saying to you is when I'm doing recipes that I add garlic, right? And every time, if I'm not adding the powdered stuff and I'm using fresh garlic, like I'm sauteing in the skillet, or it's fresh garlic's going in a recipe, I always say I'm using roasted garlic. Now, I'm gonna get it out of the refrigerator just so you can see, even though I'm not using it. Okay, so now you can see this roasted garlic cloves, okay? And you can kind of see how many are in there, right? Roasted garlic cloves. This little package, little. I think this is a little package, cost $4.99, $5. $5 for all of this, which is kind of pricey, I think. These cost almost nothing. These are the head, a whole garlic head with the cloves in there. These cost almost nothing. So today, I'm gonna save you money. I know it should be save time and easy, and that is easy. Like, if I'm lazy and I didn't make any, that's the easy way to go. But this is very easy, and if you just do it, then you've got it in there. And it doesn't take anything. So this is what we're gonna do. Now, I'm gonna do two heads. This one's a little malformed. Can you see it's got like like there was gonna be a twin, but no. I'm gonna leave her on there. Well, let me see. I can't decide. Oh, I'm gonna take it off. Oh, it busted. Oh well. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, you just get your hey Nancy, good morning. Okay, knife, you need a knife. You need a sharp knife. And I'm gonna do 2 heads of garlic. This is the bottom, you see, because that's where the roots were, where they pulled it out of the ground, okay? There's the top, where it has like the little, ta-da, like a little hat. All right, so there's the bottom, there's the top. We are not gonna cut the bottom. The bottom holds everything together. So we're gonna leave those on. We're gonna cut down maybe 1/4 of an inch, like right here, so that all of the tips of this are exposed, okay? And I'm gonna show you what it looks like. I need a garlic baker. No, I don't. Okay. And I've done it, but this is like, if people don't have it, this is the easy way. Okay, I'm gonna take this, and like I said, about 1/4 of an inch down, I'm just gonna cut straight off. Okay, that's what you got. You see that? So that way you can see all the garlic cloves in there, right? Oh, it smells so good. You would wanna be in my house right now. Okay, you don't need to peel the paper off. You can get the paper that's like, easy if you want, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, now I'm gonna take my second one. I'm gonna get that extra off. I'm gonna do the same thing. Whoop. More of the paper came off. All right, there you go. So you see, that's exposed. We still have the bottom on there. We want the bottom on there. And it's holding it all together, but the top is exposed. Go away, vampires. We will have no vampires. Good morning, Carol. Okay, so here's what you need. We just cut these off. And I have to tell you, that little one that looked like it shouldn't have been in there, I'm gonna do him too. So it's just a little one, but I'm doing it anyway. Oh, and there were 3 little ones. I'm gonna throw them in there too. So I'm just gonna top off the heads of those. Off with your head, I say. Well, I am if I can get them there. Okay, there we go. All right, now, you need a piece of foil. Not a huge piece of foil, about that big, you see? Okay, we're going to put our garlic on the thing, on the little piece of foil. The bottoms down. Bottoms down, not bottoms up, bottoms down. Okay, yeah, the sunny day is awesome. Good morning, Tammy. Tammy's husband made her French toast and bacon and some funky, weird, awesome coffee this morning, and they had it outside by the pool. I was a little jealous because, my husband's in the ICU not making me French toast. Anyway, now we need olive oil, okay? If you don't have olive oil and you only have vegetable oil or canola oil, it'll work. Don't worry that I'm sending you out for extra virgin olive oil. I'm not. Now, we're gonna drizzle. We're gonna drizzle, hopefully. And if, you get too much on there, there's no such thing, really. Okay, so I got that all on the top. I'm gonna put a little bit extra for those two, the little ones. Okay, so now I'm gonna lift one up. See, it's got oil all over it. All right, now, salt and pepper. And we're just gonna cover it. Don't worry, you're like, oh, too much salt. No, just a little salt on those and a little pepper. If you want to pinch, like do it with your hands if you're afraid you'll get too much. That's fine. Just get a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. All right, so those are like that. Now, easy thing. We're gonna come up from one side. We're gonna come up from the other side. I'm gonna fold it down, kind of like if you were ever a Girl Scout and you were making those little packets. You don't need to do it like tight to go in the fire. I don't know if you were a Girl Scout. Was anybody a Girl Scout? I was a brownie and a Girl Scout. Okay, there's our little packet. Ta-da, our packets. Hi Danielle, hey Britt, hey Camille. All right, so we took the garlic head. We cut it, off with its head. We left the tail on where the little root system is. We left the tail on. Cut off about a quarter inch. See, that's what we cut off. Put it on top of our foil. We drizzled with a little olive oil, pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, seal it up, put it on a baking sheet, put it in the oven at 400 degrees for 45 minutes. Hold on, let me get the baking dish. Okay, so that's going on the baking dish and poof, the magic of TV, although it's not TV. This is the one I made this morning. It is why my house smells oh so lovely. You are not a Girl Scout, Britt? I'm a little disappointed. Good morning, Kathy. Luis, good morning. Hey, Peggy. Okay, so now this is the one I went ahead and cooked this morning so you can see what it looks like. I can't always do this because otherwise I'd have 18 casseroles and desserts, but okay, so I've just opened it up and now you can see. Does that not look lovely? Let me get close. Close. Mmm, garlic. All right, so watch. Oh my gosh. Look. Yum. Now, you can, I'm gonna just appall you. Watch this. You can just eat this like candy. It's sweet. You know how normally if you would taste garlic, there's this awful bite in your mouth? Not so with the roasted garlic. So you've done this. Now what, Cindy? You have a couple options. Squeeze out some of these in some softened butter. Give it a spin and put it on bread. You can make instant garlic bread anytime you want. Or if you want to save it for cooking, you have another two options. If you just have plastic, you could use plastic. You know me and my Polish pottery obsession. So this is just a little covered container. It's only like 4 inches tall, okay? All you have to do to get the garlic out is squeeze. Watch when I squeeze what happens. See, they start popping out. Hey, Galen, garlic goodness. Yes, it is. Hey, Maddie. So I roasted the garlic, and there you go. Ooh. So now I'm just gonna drop it. Look at this. Oh, 1, 2. Oh, go in there. Yumminess. All right. I need 2 hands to squeeze. Woo. And I just squeeze the garlic in there. Now, most of it will come out as whole cloves. Some of it came out a little mushy, and that's okay too. Because really, sometimes when you're using recipes, you don't want to get a whole chunk of garlic in your mouth, although I don't know why, but there we go. Okay, so that's one. Oh, I know I'm not supposed to lick my fingers. How long will garlic last in the fridge after roasting? A couple weeks. Couple weeks if you do what I tell you to do. Okay. Here was one that had a little side ya too. I'm gonna take that off and look. So we have that whole garlic clove. Oh, yum, roasted. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze this one. My hands are a mess. Why? One, because it was covered in olive oil. Can you see me squeezing? I'm just squeezing. Oh my gosh, so good. It was covered in olive oil. And you know, garlic is a little, even when it's not cooked, when you're just slicing it, it's a little gummy, you know, and kind of gets on your hands. I know this is taking a while, but I don't want to miss any. Okay, I have to get it off my fingers. Look at the mess I've made. I need a paper towel, I think. There we go. Okay. Come off of there. Okay, now. Oh, mess. I made a big fat mess on my fingers. You can put gloves on if you don't want to get all yucky, because you know I hate getting yucky. But if you're gonna get yucky, man, covered in garlic is not such a bad thing. Oh, now I'm sticky. Okay, so what do we do with this? We take all of our trash, put it in that little piece of foil that we cooked everything in. Ta-da! And we've cleaned up our mess. And we throw it away. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is roasted garlic. Now, if I just left it like this, I mean, that's okay, but it's not gonna last as long. So what I wanna do, and to think, I put cotton balls in mine. No vampires. Have you ever been to the Stinking Rose in San Antonio? No, I have not. Or San Francisco, no. Linda, I had jewelry in one and I had cotton balls in one. So sweet. It is sweet. Now, I'm gonna take some olive oil, just regular olive oil. Again, you don't have olive oil, you can use vegetable oil or canola oil. It's not gonna kill anything. And I'm gonna cover them with olive oil. Two things this is doing. Oh, I need a little bitty spoon. Let me see if I have a little bitty spoon. I'll just use this knife. I have a knife here because there was some that stuck to the side. So I just want to make sure it's all down in that olive oil. Two things will happen. One, it'll make your roasted garlic last longer. So when you put it in the fridge or you leave it out, you can leave it out. It's fine. It doesn't have to be refrigerated. If you leave it out, then it's covered in that oil. And as long as it's covered in that oil, it stays longer, right? With the lid. There's the lid. Or, like I said, if you don't have my handy-dandy Polish pottery, you can just put it in a plastic doodah. Just make sure it's covered in oil, just like this one is, right? Now, here's the cool thing. As you're using your garlic, you get a spoonful of this. There's already some oil in there, so if you want to put it in to cook, you've got some oil. Once all your garlic's gone, right, you've used all your garlic, now you have garlic-infused olive oil. We've made two things we've made. Can you still use the little bit left in the top? Sure, I could have flipped that upside down, put the oil in there too. There wasn't a whole lot in there and you know, so yeah, you could use it all, Carol. Yeah. You know, one of the reasons you do the other is because that root system holds it there so it doesn't all fall apart and come across, but whatever. So there we go, roasted garlic. You learned how to make roasted garlic. Are you excited? I'm excited. I'm excited. Next time you're in San Francisco, I've been to San Francisco once, and I think I was 16. So I haven't been there very often. Oh, yum! Okay, now I have to get the savory stuff away because next we're moving to sweet stuff. And quite frankly, I have to go wash my hands because inevitably, I'm gonna do something I'm gonna touch, and I don't want garlic in my sweet thing. Okay, so give me, I'll ask a question. Let's see. Hey Sharon, let me see what my question is. If you had your choice, you go to a restaurant, or somebody's bringing you something. If you have your choice between a savory dish and a sweet dish, that's your only choice, right? We're gonna give you something savory like chicken fried steak and mashed potatoes or whatever, or you get something sweet. That's your choices. Which one do you say? If that's your only choice, what do you take? Sweet or savory? You tell me. Gotta wash my hands. Hold on. I know you're gonna say, can I have both? Can't have both. You can have sweet or you can have savory. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Ta-da! Savory. Hey, Pam. Gotta go make a Mary Kay delivery. Yay! Great grilled, prepared the same way and put on grilled bread as an appetizer. Yes, Vicky. Awesome. It is. Savory, 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 sweet. No contest. Okay, Pam. Savory, savory, sweet, savory. Wow. You know what? I kind of have to say I agree with the savory people. I mean, I love sweets, but And obviously I do because I think I ate a half a package of cookies last night. Bad Cindy. I don't know what it was. I think I was just depressed or lonely or I don't know. Now we're gonna make our sweet dish. So you savory folks, you got some garlic to be thinking about, right? And I make a lot of those. You like both? Savory, a lot of savories. Okay, well maybe I disappoint you then because now we're gonna make something sweet. All right, so the sweet thing we're gonna make, I know that some of you probably eaten bread pudding before. Sometimes bread pudding is dry and lacking in flavor, and that's why you need that heavy sauce to go on top. This bread pudding is not dry. It is not lacking in flavor, and so I don't think you need a sauce. But I'm gonna tell you what you can do to make a sauce if you want. Okay, so here we go. We need a big old bowl, and look, I didn't do this on purpose. They match. The garlic and the bowl, they match. Oh, but I like I said, didn't do that on purpose. Okay, the first thing we're gonna need when you make bread pudding is bread. You need about 4 cups of bread diced up. I've already done this. Now, what kind of bread? A lot of recipes will tell you to go out and buy, hold on, something like a challah or there's a lot of the sweeter breads, but they're expensive. I mean, it's not like you normally would just buy the sweet breads. I have made bread pudding out of, the recipe said, stale or 1-day-old cake donuts. There were never any leftover cake donuts. I actually had to go buy cake donuts just to make the recipe. And it is very good when you do it with donuts. But remember the other day when we made the Italian beef sandwiches and I got these buns, these little hoagie bun things. They were only $1, right? So they were $1. So I put the expensive hoagie buns back and I got these. Huge, they're huge. So what I did, because I had them left over, this is 2 of them because they're so big. But you need 4 cups of bread. You say, I don't have those left over. You know, you can use white bread. You can use your sandwich bread. That's fine. You're gonna need about 8 slices. And just dice it up. Put it in a cube. You don't have to cut the crust off. You don't have to do anything like that. Just dice it up, okay? No, I like rice pudding too, but this is bread pudding. I love rice pudding. Okay, so we have like 4 cups of cut up bread. We're just gonna set that aside. We're not gonna use that just yet because we need to make our wet stuff. This banana pudding is gonna have a banana pudding. This bread pudding is gonna have bananas in it. Why? Because my bananas are doing this. And everybody says, go buy bananas, and then nobody's eating the bananas. So we're gonna need 3 bananas. Banana. Okay, I'm gonna take off one side, then take your fingers on either end where the peel is, and squeeze, and the thing drops in there. For those of you like me that don't like to get your fingers gross, see how weird I am? And squeeze. Take the end, peel it back, take it off, fingers on the edge, and squeeze, and it drops right in there. How cool is that? Now we need to mash them up. So 3 bananas, hopefully a little soft, right? Hey Charm, morning. So I got my 3 bananas in there, and now I'm gonna smash them up. These are not as ripe as I would like, but the outside's starting to go brown. Now I don't know about your kids. There's nothing wrong with the banana. As you saw, the banana inside is fine. It's still yellow, it's still firm, and it still has all its banana yumminess. And yet, my children will see the black on the outside, and now we're not eating it. Which is fine, except they asked me to buy the banana in the first place. Okay, doesn't have to be, we're not going for banana puree here, but we just want to chunk it up, right? So there you go, that's what I did. I just smashed it up with my potato masher. Your kids do that too? I know. Okay, so 3 bananas. I'm gonna set this aside. I got too many things I'm setting aside. Now we're gonna do all of our wet stuff. This is our wet stuff. All right, so we start off with a can of sweetened condensed milk. One of my favorite things in the whole wide world, sweetened condensed milk. Now remember, I always tell you there's a difference between sweetened condensed milk and evaporated milk. Evaporated milk. One is sweet, one is not. We're using both today. We're using both in this recipe. If you don't have evaporated milk, you can use regular milk. You can use heavy cream. I mean, there'll be a little difference in the taste, but it's okay. But you need the sweetened condensed milk because I'm not putting sugar in this. So normally, well, a lot of recipes will either call for granulated sugar or brown sugar. I'm not putting any sugar. I'm using all the sweetness from the sweetened condensed milk. So we need one 14-ounce can. A 14-ounce can, oh, look at that, of sweetened condensed milk. Oh my gosh. Oh, we just love that. I'm gonna use my whisk to get the stuff out. If you watch British, like historical dramas during the war when they couldn't get sugar, Carnation was still, didn't have any problem, I guess, or maybe it was coming from the US, making sweetened condensed milk. And so that's how they made a whole lot of things, is sweetened condensed milk, because they couldn't get sugar. Now we're gonna use a whole can, 12 ounces of evaporated milk. So we've used sweetened condensed milk and evaporated milk, okay? And you're like, wow, that's just interesting. I know. 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I went ahead and just put my vanilla in this little soy sauce dish, but just because I pre-measured everything out. 1 teaspoon of vanilla, in it goes. Yum. We're gonna use a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. Nutmeg, ground nutmeg. There you go. I was watching a cooking show the other day and they got the nutmeg out, the nut, right? And they're grating it and said, fresh nutmeg is the best. I'm sure, but I'm not doing that. Hey, Bess. Hey, Jackie. Yeah, nutmeg is good in coffee. Yeah, I agree. Okay, and then the last thing we're gonna put in is I'm sorry, what did I say? That was 1/4 of a teaspoon. 1/4, back up. 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/4. 1/2 a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, okay? 1/2, so 1/4 of nutmeg, 1/2 of ground cinnamon. Is that everything I need? Yes. Okay, so now we're gonna whisk this together. We're gonna whisk because if you watched how I poured that evaporated milk in here, wow, the evaporated milk was thick. Thick, thick, thick. Now you say, but Cindy, if you use there, you have no binder. You have a lot of liquid in there. I'm trying to get the cinnamon and the nutmeg incorporated because you know it tends to sit on the top. What will bind it? That's just liquid. Have you taught us nothing? That we always need something to bind things together so that when it cooks, it will be solid? Yes. And the answer is 4 eggs. So we're gonna do 4 eggs into our bowl. 1, 2, 3, 4 eggs, Cindy. Yes, 4 eggs. Lots of binding going on. And 4. Okay, I need my... It's okay that I can crack the eggs, but then I get yucky on. Okay, now I'm gonna use my whisk again and beat the eggs up. Can you use a hand mixer? Well, of course you could use a hand mixer or a stand mixer. But then you gotta drag all that out and find the attachments and set it all up. You got a lot more to wash. This is much easier to wash. This is nothing to wash. Okay, once your eggs are incorporated, all beaten up in there, can you see what it looks like? Yum, sweetened condensed milk. Whole can of sweetened condensed milk. Whole can of evaporated milk. A teaspoon of vanilla. 1/2 a teaspoon of cinnamon. 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. And 4 eggs. There we go. You ready? I'm going to add my nanners. There's my nanners. Remember, we smashed up 3 bananas. Bananas. This is how we're calling the monkeys. We made the vampires go away by making roasted garlic. Now we're calling the monkeys with this. Okay, so now we have our, there we go. Now we have now we gotta dump our bread in. So here's our big thing. Well, we're not dumping it in there, but, all right. baking dish. 9 by 13 is what I would probably suggest. This one is, or an 8 by, it just depends on how big you want it out. 8 by 8 would probably work. This is an 8 by 10. This is an 8 by 10 dish, and it's rectangular. So you can see what size I'm using, okay? 8 by 10 rectangular dish. I'm going to, if you're not using Polish pottery, which is fine, you need to give it a spray. You don't have to use the flour spray, but you need to spray. How much do you charge for driveway delivery? Well, if there was any left, maybe. Okay, we're just gonna dump our bread into our baking dish. Dump, put that over there. Okay, pressing that down just a little bit. All right, so you see what that looks like? We just dump the bread in there. Now, before I pour my liquid on there, you knew something else was coming. My love of chocolate. So this is a chocolate chip banana bread pudding. So these are mini chocolate chips, but you can use regular chocolate chips. And I'm gonna use a half a cup, Cindy. Oh yes, bananas and chocolate, yum, yum. Okay, so I used a half a cup of mini chocolate chips. You know why it's in this bag? Because I looked in the pantry and I had 3 bags of mini chocolate chips where I'd used half the bag, and they were sealed up. So I just dumped everybody in there. Okay, so now we have all this. Now the next thing we do is to pour all of our liquid yumminess over our bread. Oh, this is exciting. This is the big part. Okay, so we're pouring that over the top. Oh, you're gonna go, that is way too much liquid, Cindy. And I'm gonna tell you, no, it's not. It is the perfect amount of liquid. Hold on, I'm gonna get a spatula because I want the rest of that out of there. I want all of, because you know, sometimes those little seasonings cling to the bottom. La la la. Oh, I don't want to miss any of that. Okay. Now, you see what it looks like? You see that? I'm just gonna take my spatula. Oh, that piece was not covered. I'm gonna take my spatula and just kind of smush it down. Here's what you want. You don't want a lonely piece of bread sticking up out of the ocean of lovely sweetness and not being able to dunk itself into all that and become soaked. So you want all the bread to be in the liquid. Come to the party, come to the pool, swim with us, okay? Now, oh, yum. It's so good already. So good already. Okay, that's it. Look at that. Look at that. Is that awesome? All right, so we're gonna let this just set on the counter for 5 minutes. You don't have to wait with me for 5 minutes, but that's what we're gonna do. And the reason we're doing that is because we wanna allow the bread time to soak up the liquid, okay? So we don't wanna have a piece of bread that has liquid on the outside and is icky bread on the inside. When we take a bite, we want all the flavors to be mixed together. Everybody's harmonious. We don't just taste bread. It's become the basis, the bedrock of our sweet goodness going on here. Hey, Rebecca, good to see you. Or Kat, I don't know who it is. Anyway, so again, this is an 8 by 10 baking dish, rectangle, and it's all in there. So now we're gonna bake it at 350 degrees. Oh, and I can't remember for how long. I think it's 40 minutes. I'll have to check. When I put it in the comments, I'll put that in there. Gosh, I can't remember. I was so much concentrating on my garlic this morning that I didn't think about it. Anyway, once it's done, take it out of the oven. And like I said, in the comments of this and in the comments of the teaser that has the picture of Count Dracula on it, you will see I will post the recipe as soon as we're done. And so when this is done, let it set again for about another 5 minutes, just so everything sets up. You can cut then pieces out like you're cutting a cake, or you can use a spoon and dip it out and eat it just like this. And I promise you, so good, so good. However, you could cover it with caramel sauce. You know, like for ice cream sundaes, you could get some caramel sauce and drizzle on top of the piece. You could put some whipped cream on the top of yours. You could drizzle chocolate sauce on the top of this. If you wanted, you could even make a little glaze out of powdered sugar and milk and put a little glaze on top of that. I just think it's because we used an entire can of sweetened condensed milk, and we have the bananas, and we have the chocolate chips. I think we're sweet enough. I mean, I'm sweet enough. No, anyway. So I think it's fine just the way it is. But you certainly can do this. If you want a little different kick, good morning, Janice. If you want a little different kick, remember I put in a teaspoon of vanilla? Instead of that, you could put in, if you wanted to, a teaspoon of brandy. Oh, and don't worry about it being alcoholic and serving it to your kids, because by the time it cooks, the alcohol evaporates off of it. So you're left with the taste of brandy, but not the alcohol content. You could use amaretto. You could use whatever. They've got, in Louisiana, sometimes you get bourbon sauces. So you certainly could do that. I love this and always miss it. Can you go back and see all the past shows? Yes, you can. If you go to Cindy's Kitchen Facebook page, and then there's videos, and then you can look at them all there. I mean, you can scroll down and look at each one of them. Yes, you can also serve it with heavy sweet cream. You can take heavy sweet cream and heat it up in a little saucepan and put that on top as well. So yes, so that's an option. So what did we do today? Cindy learned a new crochet pattern. I have to show you again just because I'm so impressed with it. Cindy learned a new crochet pattern, these little crosses or positive signs or whatever. I learned that and I'm very proud of myself. Yay, me. Okay, so I learned a new crochet pattern. We made roasted garlic and we put it in a little covered dish. Can you see in there? I don't want to spill the oil out, but can you see? Maybe if there you go. Hold on. There you go. Roasted garlic covered in olive oil now. If you don't have the cute little covered thing, there's a covered apple baker that is Polish pottery, and a lot of people use that to store their fresh garlic in. You can use that as well because it's a little bigger, and it's one of the reasons I like this size because I could do 3, maybe 4 whole heads of garlic that would fit in here, and that would do me for several weeks. So that's an option for you, or you can use the little small apple baker and save it in there. Hey, Julie. Hey, Cheryl. Good morning. It looks like your pottery. Yeah, it is. Well, because that's what I said. I didn't do it on purpose, but my mixing bowl and my thing that I put the garlic in, I did. This actually was in my bathroom, and I keep cotton balls in one, and then I had jewelry in one. And so it was in my bathroom, but I needed it for the garlic, so I dumped everything out and washed it, and now I can use it for garlic. You can actually cook in this if you wanted, but I'm not gonna roast my garlic in there because I like the way it does. I just got the same container. I have garlic. You're making that. Good, Beth. I'm glad. Where do I purchase my pottery? I have a friend who sells it out of Illinois, and she's got a website. I'll just give you the website. It's morepolishpottery.com. All one word, morepolishpottery.com. And if you go there, there's a button so you can look at the things that she has on her website. And then she also has Facebook Lives. Facebook Lives are Sunday nights, Wednesday nights, and Thursday nights at 6 o'clock. So if you're interested, there's also a cute garlic keeper. Yes, she does have a garlic keeper. It's just, she doesn't always have a lot of those in stock. So we made garlic, roasted garlic, and we put that aside, and now we can cook for the next couple of weeks using our fresh homemade. And the reason we did that, where did my other garlic go? Oh, I lost it. But that container from the refrigerator, oh, here it is. This is what I've been using, see? From the store, roasted garlic cloves in olive oil, okay? Sweet and mellow, oh, it is. But this was $5. $5 for this. And the little heads of garlic were, I don't know, like 50 cents or something. I mean, nothing, right? So you could do a whole lot. And then we made chocolate chip banana bread pudding. Yum. And so we cut up 4 cups. I have another one on my counter with I keep my corncob pick in it. Ah, okay. Is it dishwasher safe? Yes, it all Polish pottery goes in the dishwasher, the microwave, the oven, refrigerator, freezer. It all goes in all that. It doesn't matter, like I use this in the bathroom, but I could still put this in the oven if I needed to, but I'm not going to. Anyway, so we did 4 cups of cut up bread. I used my leftover rolls that I had from my Italian beef sandwiches. You can use any kind of bread you have. You can use donuts. You can use sandwich bread. Doesn't matter, you just need 4 cups. And then after I did that, I put on I mashed up, smoosh up 3 bananas so that I get my banana flavor. And then my liquid ingredients was 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, 1 can of evaporated milk. This is the big one. This is the 12 ouncer, 14 ounce of sweetened condensed milk. We used a teaspoon of vanilla, but you could use brandy or amaretto or whatever flavor, bourbon, whatever you like. 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 4 eggs. And we mixed that all together. We added our smashy bananas, and then we put our bread in our baking dish, poured 1/2 cup of mini chocolate chips on top of our bread, and then poured our liquid on top of that. We let it set for 5 minutes on the counter, and then we're gonna put it in the oven at 350, and we're gonna bake it, and I can't remember the time, but I'll post it on the recipe, I promise. I don't know why. I don't know if I have mad cow disease or it's just old age. You know, I have old timers. That's what I have. I have mad cow old timers disease. Anyway, so we've done a lot today. We have. Tomorrow we don't have a show because it's Sunday, day of rest. And Monday, we'll be looking forward to Monday. I don't know if I figured out Monday yet. Monday is May the 4th be with you. So I'm going to have to come up with a recipe to go with May the 4th be with you. I'll show you my diamond thing. Hold on. This is for Monday. My diamond, put the little beads on there. Can you tell what it's going to be? Oh, it's not finished yet, but can you tell? Can you tell what it's going to be? That's for Monday, for May the 4th be with you. So we'll come up with something for that. Tuesday is Cinco de Mayo. Hold on, let me see. When a recipe calls for fresh garlic, do you always use roasted garlic instead? I do. I use roasted garlic for everything. I made the chicken ooh la la this week. It was yum. Great way to use the last of your bread or the ends. You're right. Hello, Michelle. Something out of this world. Yeah, I will try for Monday. Tuesday is Cinco de Mayo, and it's also Taco Tuesday. So we're going to make a homemade tomatilla sauce. We're going to roast some vegetables, some poblano peppers, and some tomatillas. If you've never seen tomatillas, and we're going to make a great tomatilla sauce. And then Wednesday is very exciting because if you remember, last Wednesday we made sauerkraut. We put sauerkraut in we put cabbage. And salt, and some caraway seeds. That's all we did, and we put that in our fermentation crock and sealed it up. And this coming Wednesday, a week later, I haven't peeked, because you can't peek, you gotta leave the lid on. This Wednesday, we're gonna take the lid off, and we're gonna have sauerkraut. From cabbage and salt to sauerkraut, and we're gonna make sausage, potatoes, and sauerkraut. So that's our week coming up. Tomorrow is day of rest. So I hope you enjoy your Sunday. I'd say it's a great opportunity to spend with your family, but I guess we've been with our family. Well, you've been with your family for 7 weeks now. Still missing my hubby. He's in the ICU today. So give a shout out to the Methodist Willowbrook ICU, SICU, COVID unit folks. Hi guys, we miss you. We love you. Baby Yoda, that's it. Baby Yoda. You're making shrimp tacos on the 5th. Okay. Picking up my fermenting Polish pottery today, maybe. Well, that's awesome, Donna. Anyway, so enjoy your roasted garlic. If you make this in your house, oh my gosh, my whole house smelled like garlic this morning. It was phenomenal. And then this afternoon, go ahead and make your chocolate chip banana bread pudding. I hope you enjoy. From my kitchen to your kitchen, have an awesome day, and I will see you again on Monday. Bye-bye.